Good morning, student. In previous lecture, we will discuss about the frequency reuse pattern, and the frequency reuse scheme. Okay, these are different topic we discuss about in previous lecture. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the analysis of frequency reuse concept. What the analysis of frequency reuse concept. In frequency reuse concept, we have to know about some terms. In cellular system, it has a total of S duplex channels. Okay, the total duplex channel or total number of channel, we can say it as a S, or we can indicate it as a S, capital S. Okay, let each cell can be allocated a group of K channel, and the S channel can be divided into the N cells. First of all, at the time, if we have to analysis of the frequency reuse, we have to know some term. S is equal to total number of channels. Capital N is equal to number of cells, and after that capital K is equal to number of channels per cell. These are the different type of the term. Capital S is equal to total number of channels, means the total number of channels used in the all cells. Okay, N is equal to number of cells used in a cluster, and K is equal to number of channels per cell. Okay, and these number of channels means what? The total number of channels. Okay, that's in at the time of the analysis of the frequency reuse, we have to know about all these terms. Then the relation between these three parameter is, what is the relation between these three parameter is the S is equal to, means total number of channels. The total number of channels is equal to K into N. Okay, means what? The number of cells collectively uses all the available frequencies, means number of channels, that is the N. Number of cells, N is equal to number of cells. This N number of cells collectively use all the available frequency. In previous lecture we discussed about that, means in one power cell or one area there are different type of cells, mean in one cluster there are many cells. A group of cell is called as a cluster. In that group of cells, some cells use the same frequency but simultaneously. This same concept is used here. Okay, the N number of cells, mean number of cells, there are different number of cells, use the collectively available frequency from F1 to F3 we discussed in previous lecture, and it is called as the cluster. Okay, we can replicate the cluster, means what? If this is your one cluster, second cluster, third cluster, fourth cluster, 5, 6, 7, there are different number of the cluster there, means what? Here we can say like that, cell is available. Likewise, this is the first cluster, second, third, likewise fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. These are the number of cluster. We can replicate the cluster. Replicate means what? This cluster is, again there are different clusters. Replicate means what? The copy of that cluster. Okay, we can replicate the cluster M times, means second, third. These are the number of times, means we can say we can replicate the cluster M times within the system as shown in your figure, this figure. Okay, after that the frequency reuse pattern, we discussed the frequency reuse pattern in previous lecture also. There is a group of the cells, we called it as a cluster, and there is a group of that cells. Okay, the most of time there is a size is defined. Okay, size of the cluster is defined. It is 4 or 7 or 12. These are the most of time the size of the cluster is 4, 7 or the 12. Okay, this is nothing but the cluster size. Cluster size. Okay, then when we are discussing about the frequency reuse, we have to know about the capacity of the cellular system, means C. How we can calculate the capacity of cellular system, which is denoted by the capital C. Okay, for the cellular system, the total number of duplex channel or capacity of the cellular system C is given as, okay, then C is given as M multiplied by K multiplied by N, means what? C is equal to M means what? We replicate the cluster M number of time. How many times we replicate the cluster? Here the M is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, means what? M is equal to 7. How many times we replicate the cluster is called as the M. Okay, and K is nothing but the number of channels per cell, and N is equal to number of the cells. The number of time cluster replicated multiplied by the number of channels multiplied by the number of cells. It is nothing but the capacity of your cellular system. Okay, thus the channel capacity of cellular system is directly proportional to the value of the M. Directly proportional to the value of M, that is number of time we replicate the cluster in the fixed service area. Okay, then N is called as the cluster size, and it typically value are the 4, 7 and the 12. This is the cluster size. N is equal to cluster size. After that, but smaller cluster size means small n lead to increased co-channel interference. If there is a smaller cluster size, it will increase the co-channel interference. Okay, but if we reduce the cluster size n, then there will be more number of clusters. Means if we reduce the size of the n, we reduce the size of the cluster, then there is a more number of m, means replication of the cluster is more. Okay, and it will increase the capacity of the cellular system. Means what? The reducing the number of size of the cluster increases the number of m. Replication will be more if we reduce the size of the cluster. For example, if there is a 24 cell, and if we divide that cell in a 2 cluster, means 12, at that time the number of m will be 2. But if we reduce the size of the cluster in the 4, then at that time we get the 5 cluster, means 4 size cluster we use 5 times. That is the when we reduce the size of cluster, it will increase the number of the m's, means replication of your cluster is increased, and it will increase the capacity of your cellular system. Okay, from the design point of view, the size of n should be as small as possible to increase the capacity. Okay, at the time of design we have to know that the design point of view, the size of n should be small. The size of n should be small for what? To increase the capacity of the cellular system. Okay, then after that we have to discuss about the frequency reuse distance. Frequency reuse distance. The closest distance between the center of two cells. What? The closest difference between the center of two cells in different cluster, means this is the first cluster, this is the second cluster, and here is your one cell. These are the center of the two cells. This is the cluster 1, cluster 2. Okay, what? The closest distance, that is the closest distance. The closest distance between the center of the two cells, this is the first cell, this is the second cell. The closest distance between the center of two cells using the same frequency, but these cells are available in different cluster. Okay, that is the main point. The closest distance between the center of the two cells in different cluster using the same frequency is called as the frequency reuse distance. If they are using same frequency f1 and f1, at that time we can say it as a frequency reuse distance. That is the frequency reuse distance. Okay, after discussing about all that term, that is the analysis of frequency reuse, then capacity of the cellular systems and the frequency reuse distance, there are some numerical in your syllabus. Okay, then first numerical given. What is the given? We can say if n is equal to 7, k is equal to 72 and the m is equal to 14, then what is the total capacity? C is equal to what? Okay, that is the question. Then you are studied about that. What is the capacity of the cellular system? C is equal to what? M K N, but Kn is nothing but the S. That's why C is equal to M into S. That is the formula. When m, that is number of time we replicate the cluster in a fixed service area, and k is number of channels. Okay, k is number of channels. At that time we write C is equal to m is also given here. M is equal to 14. Okay, then m is equal to 14 multiplied by S. S means what? S is equal to k into n. Then k is equal to 72 and n is equal to 7. Then C is nothing but 7056. Like that you have to solve some numericals. Okay, this is the simple numerical given in your textbook. Like that there are different type of the numerical given in your syllabus. Okay, after that we will discuss about the next topic, that is the multiple access technologies. Multiple access technologies for cellular system. Then what is the concept of multiple access technology for the cellular system? First of all, the range of transmission bandwidth is different, frequency band is different. Okay, the range of transmission bandwidth is different for the different frequency band. The transmission bandwidth is always higher than the message bandwidth. The transmission bandwidth is always higher than the message bandwidth. Okay, then this is an insufficient utilization of the available frequency spectrum. This is the insufficient utilization of the available frequency spectrum. Hence, in order to utilize the frequency spectrum efficiently, multiple access methods are introduced. What? The range of the transmission bandwidth is different in frequency band in different. Okay, then the transmission bandwidth is higher than the message bandwidth. That's why there is an insufficient utilization of the available frequency spectrum. The message bandwidth is low and the transmission bandwidth is high. That's why there is a losses in your spectrum, or there is not sufficient use of your total frequency spectrum. That's why we use the multiple access method, or to use your frequency spectrum efficiently. Multiple access method are introduced. Okay, to utilize the frequency spectrum. To utilize the frequency spectrum, we introduce multiple access method. That is the main purpose of the multiple access method in cellular system. Okay, the cellular system consists of many users that will share the bandwidth. The ability of the system to carry many signal at same time is called as the multiple access. Okay, what the capacity, we can say the capacity or the ability of the system to carry many signal at the same time is called the multiple access. Means what, the message bandwidth is low, transmission bandwidth is much high. That's why we can transmit the number of message, or we can transmit the multiple band frequency or transmitting messages at the same time. That's why we can say the ability of the system to carry many signals at the same time is called the multiple access. Okay, through multiple access it is possible to share the communication capacity of the cellular system among a large number of base station. Okay, there is a block diagram for that multiple access technologies. For example, transmitter 1, we are using what, multiple signals. That's why we are using n number of transmitter K 1 2 3. Okay, these are given to the where channel. And this is provided to your receiver. Okay, this is the simple block diagram of multiple access system. The main concept of the multiple access system is nothing but, in cellular system is consist of many users. Okay, cellular system consists of many users that will share the bandwidth. Okay, the ability of the system, the ability of the cellular system or the system to carry many signals, like this is first, second and the n number of signals. Okay, the capacity or ability of the system to carry many signal at the same time. These signal are carrying at the same time and these are given to channel and then passed to the receiver. Okay, that is the main concept of multiple access. Simply you have to know the ability of the system to carry many signals at the same time is called as the multiple access, and to utilize the frequency spectrum efficiently we use the multiple access method. Okay, through the multiple access it is possible to share the communication capacity of the cellular system among a large number of the base station.